Home Affairs Director General Mkuseli Apleni joins us from our Pretoria studios for some clarity on this matter. Before we get to the specifics of this particular case, if you're familiar with Mr. Apleni, just broadly speaking, what is the policy with regards to same-sex couples?
No, this issue is whether you are a same-sex or not. I think let's deal with the policy as far as how do you change your status when you are in the country. You will recall that in 2014, we implemented new visa immigration regulations. One of the changes which we implemented was to say, with the two types of visas, if you have come to the country as a visitor, you can't change your status from being a visitor to be a spousal visa or work or study or have a business. The second one, if you have come to the country for medical reasons, you can't change your status from being a medical visa to any other visa. What was the reason for that? It's because when you come to the country as a visitor or a medical, I can't be doing checks, prior checks, whether did you have a criminal record or you'll be able to sustain yourself and all those kind of things because you are just a visitor. So we approve it quickly. Then, if now you are already in the country and you change your status, what will be now the process when I found you now that you are already having a criminal record or whatever, then it gives things difficulties to deal with that. Hence, we made those changes. And again, as I'm saying, it's not about whether you are in a same-sex marriage or whatever. That is the policy. Let's come now to this specific case so that we can see what happened here. Is that the U.S. national arrives in the country in December 2016 on a visitor's visa, which is expiring in March 2017. Then in January, which now they were orchestrating this thing, they register a life partnership agreement between the two, so that now they are in partnership. Once now they have done that, they come now and apply and says now, no, we are in partnership. I want now to change my status from being a tourist, and now I want to be an accompanying spouse to the other spouse which is in South Africa and also be able to work. That is breaking the law, which says you can't change your status, because if it is truly why before December she could not register his partnership with the person and then after that apply for a spousal visa and come to South Africa.
Now that they are here, does the policy allow for them to actually make or submit a new application, notwithstanding what you have just said, which I think is very clear?
It doesn't. It's what, no, it doesn't. It's what I'm saying. Just think, as I'm saying, if now somebody is sick, he went to come and get an operation which is within 12 hours, why would we be asking people all these other things? We says, no, you are coming for medical, I just give it to you quickly, you go to South Africa, you get your operation, you are okay. Now, once you are here now, you start and say, no, I'm already here now. I'm looking for a job. Hey, I want to do a business. It can't be correct. It can't be correct. And again, you know that even on to increase the tourism, that's what we are trying to even relax more. To say, remember, there is even an argument that why tourists can't get a visas on arrival. All those things, when you do that, it's because this person has got a short stay in the country. We are looking at those possibilities as Minister Gigaba announced, so that now we're able to say, guys, don't have stringent checks up for people who are coming for tourism. Let them come, whether now you issue a visa on arrival, comes here within 2 months, goes back, is fine. But once now you say, I want to come and work, I need to check whether the qualification set you have is what you have. Was that job not for any South African who can take it? And then if there is no South African, then so there are thorough checks, deeper due diligence, which we do with the other visas. And again, with the other visa, if I came here to South Africa as a student, you are allowed to change when you are in South Africa. We don't say go back, because we checked you thoroughly when you were studying. Now we have finished your study. Why can't I change you now if you have found work in South Africa? I will do so. You came here with to do a business, and then now you decide and say, no man, I want to be a lecturer now. I'm no longer interested to do I will change it because you've got skills without saying go back. These are the two visas we're talking about.
Now, here's what further complicates this particular case. They say that they consulted with Home Affairs in Pietermaritzburg, and from the advice they were given by a Home Affairs official there, they could still apply for a spousal visa. And apparently the advice was based on a 2016 judgment of the Western Cape High Court.
No, it can't be correct. Firstly, let me say that's why there is a saying that ignorance of law can't be an excuse. The law is clear. You go and get a wrong advice yourself, and then now you blame us, whereas the law is there. That's why those regulations are published, so that people must know it themselves. So, and again, how do I prove that to say my official said that or not? Let me come now to the case of the Western Cape. You know how these things operate. A case is looked at its own merit, and then based on that, the judge will take a decision. If our law had a fault, you know now recently, there was a case of people who were arrested, this law of within 48 hours. Because that law was at fault, the court take a decision and say, no, besides changing for these ones, go and change the law because it's unconstitutional. In that decision, that was never said to say no. Home Affairs rule to say people who comes as a tourist and people who come as a medical, they can't change their status, go and change the law. It's because those cases were not the same.